If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Three Gaffers podcast with myself, Edward Brooks,
Joe Loudon,
James Francis.
So, recap on last week's episode. We talked all things Trent Alexander to Real Madrid.
and it ended up happening.
Got that right, didn't we?
God, what can I say? We're calling every single thing in football now.
I know, we're just oracles out here.
Fabrizio Romano, move aside. You've got
The three gaffers are coming to town.
We also talked all things Xabi Alonso. Where will he end up next season? Where is he going to manage next? And all things Xabi Alonso.
It does seem to be that he's going to go to Madrid. It's looking more and more likely, but
Could happen. We still don't know.
we don't know. It could happen. Anything could happen.
We did a lovely Premier League roundup on all results from last week.
As Man United still bottle it every time.
Still going to renew your please.
We talked briefly upon my trip to Milan and to see the Milan Inter derby at the San Siro. We also talked about Joe's hatred for Sunderland.
Dirty Mackems.
Bigger club.
Tip predictions on next season, where all three of our clubs will finish, and how we think we're gonna get on next year.
Second.
Championship.
Yeah, that's about right.
Talked all things Michael Olise, Bayern, and the success of Crystal Palace adapting to Olise's move as well, reaching the FA Cup final. Had a lot of banter, had a lot of good laughs, and where and how it's all going wrong for Manchester United.
It's always going wrong for him at the moment. So anyway, let's talk about the Premier League this weekend. So obviously we had Arsenal crumble at home against Bournemouth after going 1-0 up. Declan Rice putting them ahead. And we had a bit of a crumble there from Arsenal. What's going on, Ed?
Do you want to say that away, Ed, lad?
Do you want to say crumble again, mate? I heard crumble.
Well, they might as
Bottled
well rename
would
it.
be the word.
Well, yeah, I would say
Yeah.
bottle, but I'd also say you might as well rename Apple Crumble Arsenal Crumble because that's all they seem to be
AFC
doing.
Crumble.
AFC Crumble, yeah. Anyway, if you'd like to take us away, how do you feel about it, Ed?
I'm sick of it, boys. Every year, mate.
Second again. Still possible for you to finish.
I mentioned
Fourth now?
Fifth?
Fifth? Maybe.
Still possible if you'd finish fifth.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
But it's unlikely.
I
Southampton,
mentioned
mate.
in the
gonna happen.
first episode last week, I can't stand that we put all our eggs in one basket, and then it comes to the end of the season. In James's words, we bottle it again, and we're the laughing stock. And it's happened yet again. They've
3 seasons in a row
Let's
now.
give up on the Premier League. Just hand it to Liverpool on a silver platter. Literally silver, the second place.
I
for
rarely
Arsenal.
defend.
And then,
I rarely defend Arsenal, but to be fair, the injuries to Saka
thank you.
and a couple of other players have given you a
get
hindrance.
it. No.
But I still think you would have lost the league.
I do have to stress, right? Saka out injured this year.
don't know how much, to
Calafiori
be
out
honest.
for most of the year.
Calafiori doesn't start for you, so you can't even use that as an
He
injury
would if he was
concern.
fully fit, if we got to see what he's fully capable of. He's a very, very good
What, over
footballer.
Skelly?
He does play for Italy's national side, and he plays very well.
Yeah, he plays as a
for
centre
Italy.
back. Left side is centre back.
Exactly, but I think he'd rotate
So what,
in
you
the
play?
squad.
You think he'd play over Gabriel?
In the future, I think
Never.
that's the plan. In
Never.
the
I see
projection
that,
of
but
Arsenal, that's the plan.
He would have played
going
left back this
forward.
year, and if he had played left back this year, you wouldn't have seen. You wouldn't have
Again.
seen round two. No, you wouldn't have seen Lewis Skelly come out and be one of the
Player
top
that
left,
he is,
be one
yeah.
of the top left backs.
I
in the
do
league.
agree with that, but it's always like that every season. Like yourself, Man United is a big club. Oh yeah, and Joe's here. Sorry about that. But yeah, James, with when you've got a big club and you've got a big roster on your squad,
Such an idiot.
and you have some young players that come through and break through. You have breakthrough seasons. It happens with big clubs. I know you don't usually see that. Joe,
You don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is, but we'll move on from there. But
How about you two just keep your mouth shut? We're above you comfortably, and we are going to continuously beat you for the next 5 years.
Well, we knocked you out of the EFL Cup,
and
and
Arsenal-
beating you every game we're playing.
Yeah, but if we
Yeah,
win
we-
Europa, we've still had a more successful season, yeah.
Let's talk about that. Very good segue.
Possibly.
Very good segue,
Yeah.
James. If Manchester United, where's my camera? If Manchester United go on to win the Europa League this season now, if they do go on to do it, Is that a more successful season than Newcastle?
I don't think so.
In my opinion,
Why
it is.
not?
And explain why
Because
you
you've
don't
needed
think so.
fucking 3 red cards to get through each game.
Don't
Like,
matter if you
literally,
win.
you need a red card a game to get you through the round. If you didn't,
Did we win the game?
did you need a red card to do it?
Did we win the game?
You wouldn't have beaten Leon if they hadn't got their red card.
Did we win the game?
Well, I've got a good point for both of you.
Am I wrong?
Well, I'm going to help you out here, Joe, for once. Yeah.
For once.
For once, mate, yeah. God, give me one there.
Come on.
But I will say, the penalty, it's obviously got to be a big talking point.
Oh, the red card against Bilbao was
Against
absolute
Bilbao,
rubbish.
It was a
First
straight red,
It was
mate.
absolute rubbish. If that was happening in the Prem, it would have been stroked away and gone. Nah, there was a bit of a tussle in the box. It's a contact sport. You've got to have a bit of physicality in this. And guess what?
In the box, it's different.
No, it's
Especially
not.
against Manchester United.
Yeah, especially against Man United, who are paying off the refs. It seems at the moment in the
Under the
Europa League.
table.
Yeah, go on, here you go. Yeah, make sure we get through. But no, I think the red card was a bit harsh. I think maybe a yellow and a penalty was more fair. I still just think
I
it was.
don't think it's even a yellow.
I think it's
It's
just
a red. It's a straight red.
I don't know what.
It's a fucking straight red.
Oh, it's not even close. It's not even close.
James.
But you know what?
I might be blinded, but
Yeah, you are, because you're a United fan, so you're obviously going to think it is. But
this is deluded.
anyway, back to the Premier League.
Newcastle, Arsenal lose, and then Newcastle have an opportunity to capitalise upon that, get all 3 points.
And what did he do?
And what happened, James? Tell us what happened.
Bottled it.
No.
You can say
Joe,
I'd like to-
defend yourself.
No. I'd
Defend
like to
yourself.
say, yeah,
Defend your club, should I say?
yeah. Look, Brighton went up 1-0, and you know what? It was from a good goal from Minter, who used to play for us, who we shouldn't have sold.
What a
Realistically,
baller, may I add.
He's a
Can
good
we
player.
talk about Minter very quickly?
He is a good player.
Newcastle did let him go. There was financial reasons behind it. But
Well, it was just
what
straight
a
profit.
Footballer. What a footballer,
We
man.
signed him for 8 million. He went on loan for a year, and then we sold him for 37 million or something like that.
What a
Yeah, but the players you got now.
Well, no, do you know what the thing is that Jacob Murphy's outperforming him. So come on, big up.
Jacob Murphy's
Ballon d'Or for Jacob
he's a
Murphy. I'm
baller.
calling it now. No, I'm joking.
Look straight down that camera.
That's-
Ballon d'Or Murphy. What a man. What a
Christ.
man.
Who-
Mate, he's got the third most
Christ.
goal contributions in the league, I think. Genuinely.
Baller, mate. My FPL speaks it.
Innit? He's
That's the
up
funniest
there.
bit. Man United would he'd get in Man United's team in a heartbeat.
Oh, he'd start over
This
Ramad.
season.
He'd start
This
over Ramad.
season.
He was-
Right now, okay.
He would start
Right
over
now.
Ramad.
Okay.
He would
Right
start
now,
over
you'd
Ramad.
give him the number 7.
Innit?
Never.
You give him the number
Never.
You'd go,
Come
you'd
off
go,
it.
oh, it's a right winger.
You'd
Oh,
give him
yeah,
the number
he's-
7, and
Come off it.
He would be your top scorer, top assister. He would genuinely walk his way into your team. Your team is awful. That's how we know, and we're actually looking to replace him.
Yeah, but we know
That's
that.
the difference. That's the difference. We're looking to replace someone who would literally start and probably be one of your best performers.
crazy,
and
mate.
we're going to get someone who is better than him. And
Who's that?
looking like possibly Mbeumo, but
It's not going to happen.
apparently,
getting Mbeumo.
well, it's either
You never
apparently
know,
we're
mate.
also
Money
looking
talks.
at apparently we're looking at Madueke as well from Chelsea.
Madueke, I could possibly see happen. I've seen so many rumours due to his links and good friendship with Joe Willock, with Alanga, leaving Nottingham Forest.
I don't hate
to
Alanga
make
either.
the move to Newcastle. And can we just talk about, if Alanga does make that move, can you imagine how much pace they have in that team? Gordon one wing, Alanga the other.
He is a baller. We
He's
should
up
never have
front.
got rid.
I think Alanga, it would suit him moving to Newcastle right now.
Yeah.
The goals in transition would be
Yeah.
we'd be the best. I'd say we'd be the best transition side in the league. With
that
Isak
Say it
Gordon
again, just say
and
it
Alanga,
again.
we'd be the best transition side in the league.
I said it correct that time, mate. Well done.
I said transition. Did I not?
I ain't saying nothing.
But anyway, like going back to Brighton,
Transition.
we got a
Transition, yeah.
we got a point out of a
Transgression.
team that had beaten us. we
But
got
Joe, go on, mate.
well, we got a point out of a side that we generally struggle against this season, especially. We've lost to them twice. We lost them once in the cup, and we lost them at home. It's a side we generally struggle against. I went into the game thinking a win is ideal, a draw is we're okay with, because it still puts us 3 points ahead of Forest. It still puts us we'll still be above Chelsea because of goal difference and goals scored.
But you really wanted to get the 3 points just to wind me up, didn't you?
Well,
for the sake of our friendship, you really wanted them 3 points.
Yeah,
Just admit it now.
Of course you don't want... Everyone wants 3 points every weekend, but it doesn't always happen like that. That's just
it
what it is.
It really doesn't.
Innit? Man United would never know about 3 points. They hardly ever get them.
I've not had him for weeks.
Have you seen that guy online? Is he on TikTok, right?
Who
He's
doesn't
throwing
shave his head? Yeah.
And he's not shaving his head until
Mate.
Man United win... Is it 5 games in a row?
5 games in a row. And
Mate,
he's now...
his hair's like fucking...
He's now
that.
what? Is
His
he
hair's
like
massive, innit?
2 years in now? I think he's close to 2
can't
years in.
be.
It's
2
not.
years
No,
in.
it's not that far.
It
I
can't
know,
be.
because... No.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because think about it. You had your FA Cup season. You didn't play well during that year.
It's
Same old Joe
it's not even a year. It's
It's not even a year.
not even been a year.
It's not even a year.
It's a few months.
But I want to
It's
talk
more
about
than a few
it.
months.
If it was that, it'd
One,
be down to the fucking
dedication.
floor.
I love that.
He had his hair... I remember seeing the first video. He had basically a buzz cut.
All right, moving on.
But anyway, talking about Man United, they're still... they're going 1-0 up against Brentford with a Mason Mount goal. And then they concede 4 in 25 minutes.
Brentford deserved the win.
Yeah, comfortably.
They did deserve the win, James.
Everyone knows they've
James.
Everyone knows they've given the league up. Like everyone knows.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows. He said it himself, which is scary as a Manchester United
Annoying.
manager.
It's the same thing
scary.
with Arsenal. Everyone
but
knows
he
we've
said
given
it.
up on the league games.
Until PSG
He's
beat
gunning
them
for
on
Europe,
Wednesday.
but if we don't hit Europe, fuck.
I know exactly. It's when you
If we don't get Europa, oh
all
my
your
God.
eggs in one basket, and it is.
Yeah, if you don't get Europa League, I think...
Mate, if Big Ange does it.
Well, anyway... Do you know what with United? They actually showed good signs in the second half to possibly come back. With obviously Garnacho scoring an absolute screamer, and then you had Ahmad, bit of a like lucky goal, but United deserved it.
Too late.
And it was it was a little bit too little, too late. And so what happens with Man United if they don't win the Europa League? That's the big question.
Will it go down as the worst season in the Premier League era? Definitely.
I mean,
for Man United.
it's got to be. It's got to be, but
Well-
I think if he's not... I think he stays,
Yeah.
but if we're not in a good position, like by Christmas, he's gone.
Mm.
Isn't it great? Your turnover of managers.
He's
We
gone.
were laughing
You
in the
can't-
last
you can't
episode
keep doing
how
that,
many
though.
players you have on the books that don't play for you, and we were laughing about that. And now we'll make another laughing matter that the amount of
It's not
managers
even laughing,
you
mate.
turn
It's just
over.
sad.
It's crazy.
No, but you
I
can't
don't even
keep
know who
doing
we'd
this
have.
turnover. You can't.
They can't afford to suck him.
They actually can't. Yeah, I think the eggs are all in his basket now, and it just like if it doesn't work, like it's gonna be generally like
I have
points
no other
deduction
choice
territory.
than to believe. I have no other
Exactly,
choice
you're in the points deduction
to
territory.
believe.
Well,
Got
moving
to.
on, other game that was a very big talking point in the Premier League
Mm-hmm.
this week was Chelsea beating Liverpool.
Well, it was a hungover Liverpool, but yeah, we'll carry on.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. But again, I've got to give it to Chelsea. As an Arsenal fan, it's annoying to give things to Spurs and to Chelsea.
successful
winning credit's
club.
due, but I think, well played to Chelsea. They definitely, they turned up for the game.
Do you know what it was? Is actually I think Liverpool, if they had
Go on. Say
Diaz
a
or
bold opinion
Jota, if they had Diaz or Jota up front, like throughout the whole game, instead of Nunes, they probably would have got a draw out of that game. Nunes missed about 3 or 4 absolute sitters. Like he is probably
again. Go on. Here we go. I've got one for you. I've got a question for
maybe
you.
what the second worst, maybe third worst striker in the league this season.
That's crazy.
That's
He's
crazy.
so
to say
bad.
That, mate. Would.
I think we know who the
Would
first.
Darwin Nunez get minutes? He knows what's coming because it's so obvious of a question. He's playing for a team that's just won the Premier League. Would he get minutes at United?
Of course he would.
Oh, of course he would, and he'd be better than
Would
any
he
of
be
their
the main
strikers.
number
That's not the
9?
point.
Yeah, of course he would.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
he
he'd,
would.
he'd
You're
start.
putting Haaland in front of him.
Do you know what it is? Is that
I'm just shocked that you just say it with chest like, yeah, of course he would.
in
he
this period, I reckon.
Your club.
He can't hit a Bandon, but he's better than Ireland.
Your
No, what I'm saying is, you know how you're in this
you
period
swore
of no
more than Joe
pressure.
in this episode.
I did, didn't I?
No, but do you know how
I'm
there's
impressed, Joe.
but do you know how there's no pressure on United right now?
Wait, what do you mean? Reiterate, mate, please.
Do you know how there's like no pressure on United right now unless it's in the Europa League?
Yeah.
Nunes would be bagging for you on every weekend.
I have a weird
Because-
feeling if he played the
because-
Europa League, he'd ball out randomly.
No, but I also think because there's so little pressure on United right now because of how bad they are, Nunes would actually score like maybe 15 in your team. Whereas no one seems to be doing that for you at the moment.
Yeah, because no one's picking it up other than again. Other than Bruno.
Oh, here we go.
But anyway, so Chelsea go 1-0 up with Enzo Fernandez putting it in the back of the net after 2.5, 3 minutes, something like that. And then, it was a bit of a... I watched the whole game. It was a bit of a snore fest, most of it.
Wasn't it 3-1?
Yeah, but it only started...
4-goal snore fest.
Genuinely, there was about 40...
Welcome back to Three Gaffers, where Joe chats absolute waffle.
I watched the whole game. There was generally about 40 minutes of nothing really happening, and then towards the end it picked up and it was much more entertaining. But
That's what happens every time I watch Newcastle.
No, we just beat you every time. So, anyway,
Joe, tell us about that story you were telling us about the Everton fan with the flare.
Yeah. So did you guys see it when Everton fans had sold Liverpool fans blue flares?
You can see them stamping it out.
And then trying to get rid of them.
So they sold a Liverpool fan a blue
there was like loads of Everton fans selling blue flares that were labelled as red flares to Liverpool fans for their title celebration. You see all these blue flares going around the stadium and all that. It was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I was so happy. You know what? Just for like.
That's proper good banter, that.
That's what I mean.
That's rivalry, that.
That's rivalry,
yeah.
good banter. Trying
and
to
just
get
for
on.
that, deduct Everton 10 points.
It's all right. FFP will do that anyway.
Reeling that in.
Yeah.
That was fishing.
I really hope it
You really tried that one. You really tried.
Yeah,
really good.
It's just we're going from good banter from Everton fans to absolute terrible banter from Rio Ferdinand. The fact that he thinks Alexander Isak should go to Man United instead of staying at Newcastle.
Let's talk about that.
Absolute delusion from
James.
an old Man United legend.
Why wouldn't he come to the biggest club in the world?
Because why would he take a downgrade to then try and battle out for relegation?
Playing for United's an honour.
You can't even say it.
I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even say it.
I didn't believe a word that just came out of his mouth. Did not believe a word.
I think it's a bit of a crazy thing to be saying right now.
I'm sorry, but
come on.
Even if you are a Man United legend, die hard. Oh, I'm going to die before I say anything bad. Yeah, he is. Except for he also played for Leeds and West Ham.
Yeah.
But you know what? He made his name for United. I give him that.
What are you on about?
Made his name.
Rio?
Yeah.
Rio is like a United legend, mate.
Yeah, that's what I said. And he's kind of. He
played for Leeds and West Ham as well.
Yeah, so what?
Well, I literally said he is a Man United legend. What are you trying to come at me for? Anyway.
He is a United legend.
Him suggesting Liverpool makes sense. Him suggesting Real Madrid makes sense.
And suggesting Arsenal.
No.
We know if he's going to move to another English side, it's going to be Arsenal, and it's going to wind you up so much.
I knew it.
Such delusion coming from a
Number
side that literally
14's all available for him.
Yeah,
We've got it ready.
good for him. He's got it.
Alexander Isak.
He's already got it at Newcastle.
If you somehow have found the Three Gaffers on YouTube,
Hear my plea.
hear my plea. You're one of my favourite footballers in world football. Please sign for the mighty Arsenal.
Sound a bit like
And
a
I
beggar,
will forever take the
beggar.
piss out of Joe.
Please come to my
sir,
club.
please come to me.
Please come to my club.
Isak,
My
come
strikers
on.
can't score goals. Please
Come
come
on.
to my club.
No, you want to stay? You want to stay at a club with real fans, real passion. Someone who isn't going to sit there going North London forever. Fucking hell.
I can't wait to
Whatever
hear that
the
back on
weather.
podcast. The audio podcast of him singing that.
Absolutely.
That's the new intro. That.
Shall we just auto-tune it and really make it the new intro?
No, but do you know what it is? That's an embarrassing walkout song. Anyway,
You know it's not.
it is
Better
massive.
than yours, mate. Yours shocking.
No, it's not Blade and Races.
Nah,
It's
United's
Ours is
better
unreal.
than yours.
Ours is unreal.
United's is better than Newcastle.
I'd sing it, but you know.
Go on, sing it then.
No, don't do it. No, don't ruin the podcast.
Because he doesn't know it.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Because he doesn't
why.
know it.
Andrew.
It's because he doesn't
Andrew.
know it.
Don't want them.
Blade and Races is better than any of
Understand.
yours.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from Rio Ferdinand's absolute delusion, should we talk about top five? Just briefly. The top five race this season is
This could go
probably
on
the
forever.
most interesting race since obviously Liverpool.
All right, give us your top
City.
5 in order.
No, don't wind me up, Joe. Joe, don't be an idiot.
Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea. I think Chelsea get it.
I don't hate it.
I say swap.
He's going to know James.
Swap Newcastle and Arsenal around. That's what I'm saying.
You reckon? You go third? You reckon they lose all their games for the rest of the season? And mathematically, they'd have to lose all their games.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
You think we're going to lose to Southampton? Yeah. Say it down the camera.
Do you know what? Final game of the season, they want to go for a good night.
No, you're trying to bait me now.
I am.
You're trying to bait me.
Because you said it.
No,
say it with chest then.
Don't
You're trying to
We're
bait me.
saying predictions and you've chatted waffle and you know you
Yeah, but it's going to happen now because they've got enough. They've got enough to play for. They've got enough to play for.
Look down the camera and say Southampton.
They probably will.
We've got to say it then.
I'm not going to say matter of factly, but they probably will.
Just say it then.
Do you know what?
Because you're famous for bottling it.
Yeah,
And this is crazy coming from like, how low are we? How low are we? 17th?
he should be relegated.
But no, realistically,
no, I'm not letting this
Jesus
go.
Christ.
Top 6 next season, mate.
Where?
You know,
If you think, do
Arsenal
you really
maybe
think
conference?
Arsenal lose all three of their
Do you reckon
games
Arsenal get conference?
Arsenal fans, please come for these two because they're chatting absolutely.
Conference League max.
No, it's only Newcastle fans with the. Never mind.
It says something about a podcast when the Arsenal fans are the least deluded.
That's just a lie.
lie.
That's just a lie.
You just said
He said
we
he's
lose
coming to
to
us.
Yeah, because
Southampton.
you're hiding it. you're hiding,
You're hiding
the
at the moment
delusion.
until we cut.
It'll slip out. It will slip out. This delusion of this man
It
will slip out.
Genuinely.
He
Look
tries
at-
to be LPC.
Look, this
and
is
hide it.
just a moment between us
Yeah.
and us
Two
two.
real
Yeah?
fans. Yeah.
This man is more delusional than anyone else on this. Like, genuinely, me and James, we have delusional thoughts. This man believes in so much.
James, you know he's more deluded than me. He says Newcastle win the Champions League.
No, I didn't. I said they'd win it before Arsenal.
Yeah, it still won't happen.
Yeah,
Am I
because
wrong?
everyone will win it again before you do, and that'll be in 40 years.
Anyway,
How you feeling?
I'm good, mate.
Well, no, if you look at it, then from the top, from obviously Liverpool are champions. Again, we've already said our congratulations. Don't need to say it again.
Yeah, no,
But
thank you.
but obviously you got Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Chelsea, and then Nottingham Forest now, who have played tonight.
That's how it will finish.
Who have played tonight?
Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, Chelsea.
I think we beat Chelsea
And if
next
Chelsea
weekend.
beat you next weekend, then I think that game will decide who finishes above the other one with Chelsea, Newcastle. And I'm not going to make that prediction part yet till.
No,
bit's over.
I think we beat Chelsea at home.
Clip it.
Yeah,
Clip
we
it for
beat.
when Chelsea beat.
Look at me. We beat Chelsea at
You
home.
just smack your mic. You.
Sorry. Hey, it's okay, sweetie. Just don't worry.
It's checking me out. Thank you.
I just can't wait for
Yeah.
the clip of him like doing that with a microphone.
We beat Chelsea next weekend.
Yeah.
I think they do. Yeah.
I think it's. I don't think it's.
Sancho.
I genuinely think about a week or two ago, I was going to say we beat them maybe
If
3-0.
Sancho scores the winner, mate, I'll buy a Sancho top if he scores the winner
Yeah,
against
I'll get him.
Newcastle, and you can quote me on that.
Well,
If Sancho
amazing.
scores the winner against Newcastle, I will buy a Sancho top.
What,
didn't
It's
say
crazy.
Chelsea.
It's crazy. He's
No,
coming
no,
back.
do you know
I
what
didn't say
It's
Chelsea, I
crazy.
just said a Sancho top, so I could be a Dortmund.
He
one.
stays at Chelsea if he scores that goal.
No. I want to make this better. I want to make this better with me. He has to buy Sancho 14 on an Arsenal shirt.
Why 14?
Why 14?
It's funny, it's
Why
that
not?
Because why won't he just get Isaac when he moves 14?
Hey, James O'Brien again. Come on, get in there. Wow, can I reach out? Love that. I love that.
What do you say?
Begs.
Sorry. So when you were dapping him up, did I say anything?
Yeah, you did. You actually did.
Jealous. Sorry.
There's a whistle for you.
Oh god. Oh, anyway.
Go on,
That's a loud
Go on,
whistle.
Jay. Come on, mate.
Right. Well, let's talk about European football then, because obviously that was kicking off this weekend as Arsenal bottle it at home again for the twice in 1 week
Here we
against
go again.
PSG.
Here we go again.
And obviously, do you know what? I don't even want to talk about the game that much. PSG deserved to probably win that game. And another thing I'd like to say is, what the hell was that Tifo banner from Arsenal? That
I
was the
was
most
ashamed of it.
embarrassing
I've
thing
seen
I've
some
ever
tifos
seen.
right that I've been like, wow.
You've been like, oh my god, that's actually that
And
should
there
give
was
the
so
players
much, there was so much
inspiration.
Can I
build
add in on
up.
this?
As the Arsenal fan, let's hear you
me
first.
out
Yeah,
for
let's
it,
hear
yeah.
you first. He can't even start.
I'll say
wait,
I'll
let
say
me-
it for him.
let me-
I'll say it for him.
I'll say it.
Embarrassing.
I got it. I
Get rid
got
of
it.
it.
I got it.
Embarrassing.
Right, have you got me? Yeah, you're on me. Good. Right, ready. That was appalling. That was a disgrace.
What about it was a pop?
It was a disgrace. The Arsenal fans had a tifo made, and I've seen the designs
The
for
build up of it.
and it looked amazing. And it was actually made by the fans.
I didn't see it. Did
Shut
you?
up! You haven't got any fans. Shut up! And then
Our Tifos blow yours
and
out
then
the water.
to see that Arsenal came out with that, I was appalled. I was appalled. No, don't
The
you
most
start, don't you
money
start.
ever spent on a Tifo by Arsenal was a cannon that took up half, like a section of an end. Are you joking?
You've got so many players you could have put on it. Like
You could
so
have
many
put,
players from the
you
past.
could have put Henry, you could have put Bergkamp, you could have put. Like, you could even put some recent players. You could put Saka,
Put the big dog
Saliba.
RVP right in the middle. I'm sure you'd love that.
I'm starting to think we're a social experiment. After that.
No, you're just,
Again?
you're just
Oh my
slowly
God.
and slowly becoming a banter club.
No, we're not though.
No,
but-
we are.
yeah.
You are a banter club. I'm
United
saying
are-
this.
United
Banter era, free trophy,
But
3
even
seasons.
if
Thank
they
you.
got relegated to the Championship, I'm not joking. They'd have a Tifo better than what we had in the semi-final of the Champions
yeah.
League. I'm not bantering.
We had a
anymore.
better
That's
one
not
in-
funny.
Just get
We had a
LE20
better one
like
in the
that.
group stage last year against
I can't
like, half
believe
of our
it.
teams.
Yeah, it's the furthest you could ever go, mate, in Europe. Group stage.
That's not true. Anyway,
Wonder what it feels, mate.
It's
Yeah.
lovely to play in the Champions League, mate.
it's all
It
right.
is
Look,
lovely.
if just
I do
Arsenal,
remember
when Arsenal
years
get
ago.
absolutely smashed out of the Champions
long
League
ago.
by Wednesday, well, by today actually,
Like
you'll-
today when this comes out.
exactly, you'll get absolutely battered. You're gonna go out 3-0, and then PSG are gonna go on and win it, and everyone's gonna go, and then all Arsenal fans are gonna go, oh, at least we wanted the champions.
What's wrong with that?
You should be as a team, as Arsenal's
Wrong with
supposed stature should be.
so triggered from that.
As a team that's supposed from Arsenal's
You're going
stature
to go
should
out
be
to
winning it.
any team in a competition. The only consolation is you go out to the champions. But it's still not acceptable.
No, that's all right.
I can't keep talking about it because this year it should have been a write-off, and we've somehow made something out of this season. We have had the most injuries out of any team in the Premier League this year, and that is a fact. You can yawn as much as you want, is it? Like it is a
not
fact.
wrong.
Saka, Havertz, Odegaard, Calafiori.
You're not missing much with Havertz, though. Really.
You're not missing much of Odegaard either. It's
No.
just Saka, really.
Well, we've had a lot of players out, and it should have been a write-off
trying.
season, and we still somehow made something out of it. So Arsenal, please, this video comes out on the same day of when the semi-final second leg at PSG. Please make me really proud and
Bring out a Tifo that's
Bring out a
respectable.
Tifo in the away end. There's just another. cannon.
I will always
Make it
believe in
smaller
the
this
boys.
time.
You make it a little bit smaller because you haven't got the same sized
I
end.
couldn't, it won't fit on my screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it
believe.
was just too crazy.
I
It was too
believe.
good. Anyway,
Really distracted me from the game.
Inter Barca, the actual entertaining game of the Champions League ties this week.
Easily the better team. Easily the better team.
They both, I think, had equal chances. I think Just-
Unbelievable goals.
Dumfries with a double, which is crazy from a right wing back, like an overhead kick and then a header. Just fair enough.
I think Inter were the better side, but I think Lamine Yamal showed his absolute just freakish nature
Yamal
of a
was
talent,
the
bro.
best player on the pitch
By far.
by a
Yeah.
country mile. The way
agree.
he scored his first
He
goal,
won
where he
that
went
game.
in
He carried
out.
him in that. He carried
Yeah,
him to that draw because I think without Lamine Yamal, you don't have him in that match. Let's just say he was out injured for the game. Inter win that game, and then they go to the San Siro, defend 90 minutes, see it out, Inter easily in the final.
I still think Barca go through.
You're deleted.
I think Yamal has got enough
Deleted.
talent in his.
Don't know.
I think Yamal, Rafinha, and Lewandowski have got enough talent
You've
in
named
them.
3
to then-
attackers, yet they leak goals.
If you can outscore teams, what's the problem?
That's a Unai Emery way of thinking, buddy. Didn't work out for Arsenal, no, did it?
Yeah, but you had a shit squad, so what was he meant to do? Anyway, no.
Been there. Knowledge.
Also,
Experience.
they haven't got a bad defence. It's just he's one of those ones where they play a style of football that leaks goals. It's not that they have a bad defence. Kabassi is not a bad defender. Alex Balde is not a bad defender. Araujo,
Disagree.
Koundé is not a bad defender.
Disagree.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Barca hate.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's just straight Barca. But genuinely, Barca's squad is good enough to win the Champions League this year, especially with the competition being as open as it is. I think it's either Barca or PSG.
I think the final will be Inter versus either Arsenal or PSG.
No, make a decision right now. Who's
Whoever
gonna win?
wins, it's
No,
out of
The
PSG
final
or
will
Arsenal.
be
Who's it gonna be?
Arsenal Inter. And then
Arsenal
what
don't
will
make it
be
through.
will be.
I don't know. I don't know.
Arsenal don't make it through.
Well, I'm positive Inter will make it through to the final.
Well, let's move on to one English club bottling it to another English club getting really lucky, and Man United being Bilbao 3-0 away after Bilbao go 1-0 down.
I've got to give it to him. I've got to give it to him. All the stick we give each other. James, well played, brother. A season that has been a complete failure, and you still can come out with European
Unbeaten
silverware.
in Europe, mate.
I've got to give it to you, bro. Well played. Genuinely well played. I've got to give it to you, brother.
Nah.
Unreal.
They need a red card each game to win through.
We won the game.
Argentina needed a penalty in every stage of the World Cup to win it. Think about that. There you are.
Yeah, but the difference is that... I'm
Right,
sorry.
we won't get onto that today. Let's not get onto that.
No.
But
The red
that is a
card
fact.
was not a red card. We've already brought up the red card
Straight
was
red,
not a
mate.
red card.
Straight red.
The red
brought
wasn't.
up- was
And it
not a
doesn't
red-
matter because
That changes the game dramatically.
James,
Being
it doesn't
1-0
matter because what happened after? Like,
James, look down the camera and say it
What?
was a red card.
it was a red card,
You are such a muppet.
and I say that with just.
Do you know what? Do you know what though? I don't think it was a red card, and I don't think it would have been as easy for them as it was if they didn't go down to 10 men. But it
Was
wasn't-
I going into that game confident?
No.
No.
Was the red card?
Did I see that red card? And I was like, oh my god.
Oh my God, there's an opportunity.
But
Exactly.
part of me thought,
It's done now.
I
The
still
tie's done,
knowing
bro.
knowing between the seasons, I still had doubt.
Yeah, but the tie's done, bro.
Yeah.
Well, it's a massive moment in
The
Man
tie-
United's
It's-
It's got to be done.
It's at Old Trafford. If you do that and you go out to them now, if you lose to them on aggregate, I'm sorry, you're the bottle jobs. 3-0 up on aggregate, and you're playing.
What
at
will
home
probably
in the
happen?
second
We'll go 3-0 down, and then we'll win in the last minutes. That's just that
Harry
team.
Maguire as well.
The way this
Maybe
team
Harry.
is, right, or like Ahmad, something like that, like 90+6, something like that.
Yeah, it does scream. Man.
It'll be like a last minute Hail Mary. It'll just be like out of nowhere, and we'll get battered or it'll be
and if
something
you-
like
and if-
either that or we just come out and just.
You'll either come out and go 3 or 4-0 down within the first half an hour, or you'll go 1-0 up and then it's done.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
because
But
we can't hold on.
it's
to
a massive moment in Man United season because
But I think if you don't concede, I think you won't lose the game. That's what you two were basically
Crazy
rambling at.
insight.
That's what you two were saying. That's basically what you two were
no, it
chatting.
was- no, it was
I
not.
just sat by and listened to you two ramble a load of waffle.
That was nothing even
James!
close.
I've got James!
That was what he was saying. That ain't what I was saying. I was saying that
Owen over here. Oh my god.
Michael Owen in the fucking in the corner. Michael Owen in the corner here.
No, stop. Oh god.
Oh god.
But say,
All right.
say you win the Europa League, I need to get this debate finished with. I am on the side that then Manchester United have had a more successful season
100%.
than Newcastle.
And both of you.
If you win the Europa League, then both of us. If you win the Europa League,
Yeah.
if you don't, then obviously Newcastle winning the EFL, the little Mickey Mouse trophy, and finishing.
I think winning a trophy and finishing in the Champions League is bigger than just winning a Europa League.
No.
Because-
Everyone would argue with you. That's
Because
so wrong.
I think it's difficult to. It's more.
When was the last time you won a European trophy then?
Jesus Christ.
I'm waiting.
Oh! Joe being silent for once.
I
That's so.
I couldn't
refreshing.
tell
I hear
you.
crickets.
I couldn't tell you.
Wait,
Oh,
we'll
okay.
add crickets in post in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
part. We'll add crickets in
I
post.
couldn't tell you. That's the truth. But I think the Europa League standards have dropped dramatically over
It's
the last few
because
years.
people can't go out in the group stage in the Champions League
Well, that's what
to
I mean.
filter through to the Europa
if
League.
any
So
of
if
the-
you're ever going to win
Yeah.
it
I'm
now,
telling you
it's
right now,
so much easier to
Any
win
of the
now.
Champions League side that drop into that would have beaten Man United.
But they didn't, and this is the
Possibly,
thing. James
but that's
can
not the
say.
way it is now.
But that's it. I agree with James.
then-
about
And
most stuff.
before the game, you were swearing blind that Bilbao were going to run us through.
Yeah, even I did. I
Right,
did.
yeah.
And he did.
Both
And he
of you.
did.
And-
Me
and-
and him did. We
I had
both
my
did.
doubts, yeah, but
I
as a
did.
United fan,
We
I had to
both
be
did.
like, yeah, we're going
I
to
did.
At Bilbao,
And the
we
red
both
card
did.
changes
But
that.
you're both like swore blind, and like so if you were swearing blind that they were just going to beat us, then the
There's
talk
a
of the
possibility.
level,
There's
like-
still a possibility.
and we can't get used to the normality of the teams we're playing, and like the level we're playing. We can't get used to normality saying the great teams.
Which camera are you looking at, mate?
I'm looking into the distance right now.
Every time I look over, he's like, "Which camera am I looking at?" I'm talking, and I'm like, "Where am I looking again?"
Oh god.
Oh,
Well,
you're
you know
brilliant,
what?
James. You're
Well,
brilliant. You're
look,
brilliant.
I still think. Well, I don't still think. I think there is the 1% chance that you still lose that tie, but I think it's pretty much wrapped up, and it goes to the
We've done
final.
it.
And realistically, who it's looking like
What does Big Ange say?
is Spurs going and winning 3-1 against Bodo
I'd
Glimt.
like to add that my partner's family are all Spurs fans, even though I'm an Arsenal fan. And they're all not confident. They're all not confident.
They go through to the final.
Uncle Darren, good old Uncle Darren, big up to Uncle Darren if you're watching. He said he's watched Spurs for many years and seen them bottle it many a time. And he's seen...
Not as many as times as
No,
Arsenal,
he has seen them
100%
lose
more.
games you would expect them to easily win. And I'm not going to write the other team off, but it should easily be a Spurs United final. It really easily
It would
should
be Spurs to lose.
Yeah, that 3-1 win has pretty much secured them the win. And it would mean all English final for the Europa
What
League.
does he say, Big Ange?
And you know what he said?
What does he say?
Ange always wins a trophy in his second season, which I know for a fact is
that is
eating
going
this
through my
boy.
head. It's going through my
It's
head.
eating this boy alive.
I'll say one thing.
But
Which camera am I looking
people
at?
have won so many trophies, and they come to
Spurs, and then they don't win it. Thank you. That's my
Yeah.
point.
What was it?
Jose
What was it?
Mourinho,
Yeah.
he wins a trophy everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes, he wins a trophy.
Oh, no, they sacked him before he could have the chance.
Exactly, and that's going
Gareth
to happen.
Bale.
No, but he would have won it. He
Thank
would have
you.
won it. He would have won it.
Thank you,
I'm
but
telling
he
you right now,
didn't.
Mourinho would have won that game.
Yeah, if he stayed.
If
He
he
should have
stayed,
sacked him.
but they sacked him. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, they didn't. You're all if buts and maybes, man.
He would have.
They would have.
Mourinho
didn't
won't lose
happen,
that.
though,
Mourinho
He
would
wasn't
not lose a
happen,
final
He
like
was
that.
not losing that.
He would not lose a final like that.
Didn't
Nah.
happen. Who was it against?
It was some genuine average side. Like it wasn't anything
Clip
like
that.
major.
Clip that. When we find out the massive team that beat him in the
who was it
final.
against?
Isn't it?
No, I thought it was
Is it a
someone
Europa
like...
League game?
No, it was a FA Cup final, bro. It was
Was it
at
FA Cup?
Wembley.
Was it FA Cup or was it
It was
Europa
FA
League?
Cup and it was
Oh
against
no, he
one
won
of
the
top-
Europa League with United, didn't he? That's what it was. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm thinking of different. Yeah, well, he was at the FA Cup with Spurs. Yeah.
I've caught Joe off a couple of times. And I do want to add that Joe's ball knowledge and his actual, is how he retains information about football is so impressive. So to catch him off guard a couple of times today,
No, I just
I'm
got
pretty proud of
confused.
myself. I'm
I
pretty
just
proud.
got a little bit confused with the old
You just got a
United
little
or.
bit confused, didn't you, mate? Just a little bit
At least I
jumbled
didn't
up.
at least I didn't say Bournemouth got through to the FA Cup final. Chill out.
Bournemouth have played well this year.
Yeah.
Been a decent
They've
side.
been decent. They have been. They've done well.
Moving on to the next
Especially beating Arsenal at the weekend.
Yeah,
Anyway,
fair play. Good way to wrap
well,
that bit up.
well, the thing
Fucking
is the thing I want to know is could Manchester United play in the Champions League as well as getting relegated in the same season?
Come off it, mate.
They
Come
can't
off
get
it.
relegated. Are you about next season?
I'm talking about
He
next
means
season.
like playing in the
So I'm
Champions.
saying they're going to get into they're going to play in the Champions League and they're going to get relegated.
Well,
Could that
not,
happen?
It's not happening. It's not.
There's links to all these players,
It's
but if
not.
they don't pull any of these like proper top,
I don't
top players
believe
off,
it's going to be as bad as it was this year. I just don't.
if he doesn't get the players he needs,
Well, it was,
could.
mate. That's honest there.
All
right, come on,
I've just said ooh many times, but really,
There's no way that happens.
I think you could go down.
There's
next
no
year.
way. There's no
I'm
way.
not trying to rattle you up, mate.
There's no way.
Oh,
I think Leeds beat you home.
Leeds did a double over you. When was the last time Leeds did a double
I'm
over
holding
Man
so
United?
much in, I swear.
Oh god.
Never.
Nah, United
It's not
will
happening.
do better than United will do better. They're now what 16th.
Yeah, we'll finish 16th.
They'll
next year.
finish 15th. 15th and a Champions League
They're
sort
not
of
That's
final.
optimistic.
I will put money on it. They're not finishing in the top half next year.
Yeah,
No.
there we are.
They're
No.
not. James, bet me right now.
Yeah.
No, actually, not on trial.
Go on, shake 20 quid right now. Shake 20 quid.
Offset. I'll have a bet with you.
Yeah, we'll have a little bet, mate. Not with him.
Yeah.
It's because you know I'd win.
It'd be the same bet, so like...
No, because I put Newcastle to do something and then you'd say that.
What, to finish above? They probably will.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Anyway, moving on.
Our new section of
Yeah.
the videos, the Q&A section. You guys have put in different questions via our social media platforms on TikTok, Instagram, and anywhere you can find us, really, comments on YouTube, etc. Please
Yeah.
leave some down below for next week's episode. Moving on to the first couple of questions for the
Yeah,
Q&A
so-
of the Three Gaffers podcast.
If Tottenham win the Europa League,
Yep.
and well this season, and is it an L for Harry Kane if
Yes. Yes.
even if he's now won the Bundesliga
Yes.
title?
Yeah,
but
Congratulations
he's
to Bayern.
Yes.
still won a trophy.
Yeah, but
I don't care.
there is a difference between a league title in Germany.
Imagine.
Yeah, but this
okay.
is
And
coming
a-
from
and a
America.
Bayern
European
Munich
competition.
every year in the Bundesliga. I know Leverkusen did
They win
incredible
9 out of
last
10.
year. they are expected, their minimum standard is to win the Bundesliga. So them doing it this year, well played, well done, right? Mm-hmm. Well done, Harry Kane, you got your first trophy. But if you would have been at Spurs, would they have got in the position they're in now? Yeah, probably. But still, to win...
They'd have a chance to win the Europa League final.
To win Spurs a
Harry Kane
European
was starting
trophy
front.
is a bigger achievement
but I think
than Kane winning the Bundesliga would buy.
I think they play better without him.
No,
played-
look at the league
Yeah,
table.
true.
Look at the
Yeah,
league
you're
table.
probably-
Look at the
you're
league
probably
table.
right,
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Is that I think going into the game, like realistically, we're all here sitting here going, it's probably like 99% chance of it being a Tottenham Man United final.
100% United.
If Harry Kane was starting up front, you would be bricking it.
No, you wouldn't. He's bottled
I've never
every single
bricked
final. He hasn't turned up to one final in his entire career.
Goals.
If anything, that would have cemented
Yeah.
United winning
Yeah.
it.
You reckon?
Ghosted.
Cemented United win.
No, but what I'm saying is
He's been caught out again.
No,
He's been caught out again today.
I think he'd turn
All
up.
episode waffle.
Especially against the talent that he has. I don't think he's like
Sorry, Joe.
top striker in the world. People are saying that he's the best striker in the world. I don't think he is that. But what I'm saying is, against Man United's defence, he'd have a field day.
Best defence in the Prem.
Do you hear that? Say that again, James. Look down the camera.
I will not repeat that. That was pure waffle. Joe,
Like I said,
you know that.
Harry Kane would do wonders against your defence. Your defence is horrendous.
Yeah, but not in a final, bro.
It wouldn't matter.
does
It's that bad.
We
It's that bad.
we come alive in finals.
Like you do.
Yeah, we
I
come
agree
alive.
with that. I agree with that.
We come alive.
I totally
Not
agree
this
with that.
time when Ange always wins something in his second season.
But every
The
time...
doubt that puts in this boy
There
when
shouldn't
we
be
say
any
that
doubt.
Ange always wins something.
Jose wins a trophy everywhere he goes. Didn't do that. Look at Spurs over the
That's
last
the only thing I'm hanging on
2
to.
decades, mate. Last 2 decades, every manager that goes there has achieved something outside. Who was it? Conte? Didn't he go to Spurs at one point? Am I? I swear.
Yeah, he
someone...
did for a year and a half.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
exactly. And he didn't win anything. And look what he did with Chelsea, man. Like, it's something in their DNA, and it's not me being horrible, but yeah, actually, you know what? Who do I care? I'm an Arsenal fan.
Say
What
it.
am I on about? I'm saying
Say
it with
it.
chest, mate. Like, there's something in their DNA, and I'll even admit, as an Arsenal fan, it's like leaking into us now.
I was about to say, it seems to be
Get
rubbing
away.
off.
Get away.
It
We
seems
don't
to be
need
rubbing
it.
off.
But they have it in their DNA that even if they have a manager that can get them over the line, it still doesn't work out with them. And I think there are and one thing you two may or may not know, there are a very large percentage of the Spurs fan base that want Ange out, even if he wins that final.
I don't think that's surprising.
I don't think it's
Even if
surprising.
they win the final, they want him out. There's a very large
I don't think it's
amount of
That's
that
not
fan
that
base.
crazy. I don't think.
But this is what I'm getting at. So if you're Ange as well, what kind of incentive does that give you? He's going to be like, why should I win you a European?
Yeah, but if he
silver?"
wins it, he can still say that.
You still
He
say
can still say it.
I won
agree.
Tottenham's first trophy in what was it, like 18 years? Like that is pretty like momentous.
Regardless of getting sacked, that's still legit.
Exactly, and then he can go to another club and be like, if I didn't have an owner like Levy, who I could get exactly who I wanted when I wanted, it would have been different.
He's
So-
the problem.
Yeah, Levy is
Yeah,
the problem.
don't get Spurs fans started on Levy.
Yeah, because that's their great excuse, just like Arsenal.
He's the problem.
They can't stand him.
Anywy,
Throwing in Arsenal every.
another question brought in was
That's all he does.
All he does, he's obsessed.
Got to talk about
Joe has a
big
secret Arsenal tattoo on his. He just doesn't want to show.
no, I have a
anyone.
secret hatred for Arsenal in my heart. That's what it is.
Why? Why are you creating these fake rivalries?
It's not a rivalry.
Which is something I apparently
It's not
do.
a rivalry.
Looking at you guys.
It's not a rivalry. It's just an annoyance. Like, just Arsenal fans feel like they have this right to
Yeah, but why?
win.
Why are you involved in that all of a sudden?
Because
Why is your-
we're just their bogey team and it's fun. It's fun. It's nice beating Arsenal like at least once a season, minimum. It's nice. It is. It's nice.
Leave my club alone, mate.
It's nice. It's comfy. It's comfy. You get a guaranteed 3 points a year or guaranteed through in the cup kind of thing. It's nice.
Yeah. Moving
Another
on.
question I really like from Jack. Who is the most underrated manager in the league? I think Marco Silva. Marco Silva is one of mine. I have to give it to what he's done at Fulham. I think to keep them as a very stable Premier League side after them coming up when they did come up and everything like that, and what he's done to Fulham. What a manager! He's brilliant. One I'd like to throw in there, in my most underrated manager. I don't even think he's overrated anymore as Bournemouth's manager.
Areola, he's not underrated.
I don't think he's underrated.
He's fairly rated now,
I don't think he's underrated, but I overhype him. I believe he's a top 3 manager in the Premier League. I think he's unbelievable. And you give him the funding.
That's the complete opposite to the question. You're overrating him instead of underrating him.
Well, exactly. But I'm going to say that's why I think he's
but
underrated.
He's underrated, so he's
I
pleading
think
his
people
case.
think he's decent, but I'm saying he's one of the best.
He's in the conversation for maybe
One of the
top
best.
5
in the league currently, because I think
Who's better than him?
currently.
Yeah, say who I think you're going to say. I'm not going to be happy.
I'm I had to.
You know which other.
I might even have to.
We all know what other manager I was thinking of. beginning
Number
of the day.
one.
Who dare says that, man?
Number 1 has to be Pep Guardiola.
Yep.
Number 2, and I'll say it with chest. I will say it, and we're going to have an argument about it. Arne Slot.
No, I agree.
Arne Slot.
I agree.
So it goes Pep, Arne Slot, then it goes Areola of Bournemouth. Thank you very much.
But hasn't he just inherited Klopp's team?
Yeah, but anyone could say that because anyone could have inherited that team. But I don't think
Could he have done the same thing this season?
Yeah and no.
Yes.
He was exhausted. He was physically and mentally exhausted. He couldn't have done it. That's why Klopp walked away from it. Slot picked up that team. He inherited a great team. I don't think every manager could have come along and
I think
took
he
that
was
team and won
I
the
think he
league.
was the only manager for it.
I think it was the perfect manager, perfect fit.
What a pickup, yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
as well, we're talking about like, oh, he's inherited this team. Have you seen how he set Liverpool up this year tactically as well and changed and adapted the team to get incredible results? Liverpool have played very, very well all year. Yeah, they're now starting to fall off because they've already won the title. They've like ran away with it. But I think if it wasn't his first year, if this was like Arne Slot's 3rd or 4th year and he did what he did this year, I think we'd all then be going, yes, undebatable, Arne Slot's like top 2 in the league.
Yeah.
Like, and so I do go Pep, Arne Slot, Areola 3rd.
The only thing he changed.
Areola 3rd.
I told you, that's how highly I rate him.
I
Give him
don't
the
want to
funding,
meet ride his team.
he'll
but
do
I
amazing.
think there's a man that has been doing very well.
Hey, are you looking at me?
I'm not saying it.
Well, I wasn't going to
Don't
say it.
say him.
But I
Don't
think
say him.
I'm not saying. I'm gonna
Don't say
let
it.
Joe say it.
Don't
it's
say it.
Eddie Howe.
Oh, shut up. What about Eddie Howe?
I've always rated him.
He's
I
Always
rate
rate
him, but he's not top 4, maybe top 5.
Yes,
What's he
is.
doing with Newcastle right now?
Yes, he is. He is easily.
How
Who
much
would you put above?
money has he spent?
300 mil.
I don't. He's not.
How much has Arteta spent?
He's
$1
not
billion
that great.
nearly, and he's still not won. Anyway,
Trust the process.
trust the process season. What season are we on?
I've lost count.
Oh, because I've been watching it for years.
I don't
what
know
is
if
it?
I trust the process
Season
anymore.
6, 7. What season is it now? Anyway,
I don't know if I believe it.
no, I think the ranking.
Keep
I wake up
Keep
some days
believing.
and I believe it, and other days I don't.
Do you know who I think is the most underrated manager in the league? Is Thomas Frank.
Oh.
I think he has
finally
done
says sense.
absolute
that's all right.
wonders
That's
with
not
a
a bad
Brentford
shout.
side who struggle. Well, they don't struggle with selling players because they sold Tony last year for 50 million, and then they brought in a few players, and it seems like they've kind of just not felt the impact.
I've got a brilliant question for you, Joe. After this, really good segue.
Yeah, well, I just think it's one of those ones where the amount of times where he's had to adapt and he's had to change and he's had to bring in someone who isn't 100% guaranteed, or someone who they're having to take a risk on because they haven't got the funds to really go out there and sign a significant player to boost their squad. He's turned literally every single one of them into a bit of a world beater. Like, look at Wissa. They brought him in for, what was it, like 5-10 mil?
He's a baller.
And he's now turned into at least a minimum £40 million striker, and he's like 27 in the league, 27, and he's got like, I don't even know how many goal contributions, but I know he scored like 15 goals in the league.
I mean, their wing backs are very important to their system. I think they're brilliant as well.
Another funny thing about their system, though, is that they brought Lewis Potter in, who's not even a left wing back, and Frank's able to get the most out of him. Like, he's actually like a left wing / left forward.
Well, I want to say this question for you, Joe. I know it's obviously not going to happen. We're all talking metaphorical here. Eddie Howe leaves Newcastle for whatever reason to take either a bigger job, or he or he just let's just say for whatever reason he becomes England manager, or just something.
That's what I was about to say. The only reason, the only way
yeah.
I really see him leaving at this point is England manager.
My main question I was getting to was, if he does leave, which manager would realistically, and with like these underrated managers, who is the one that you'd like to Newcastle to appoint as a replacement to Eddie Howe? Because like I think it's a bit easy to say Areola, but like I think that's the easiest answer.
I think I would go Areola because I think his style of play is a lot more
aggressive. It's attacking.
No, it's not that it's more aggressive. I think it's more. I think it's also a bit more technical. Not as in like you have to. It's a lot more system based, whereas we are just straight press, trying to swarm. Absolutely.
And who's your manager then? Who do you appoint if Eddie Howe ever was to leave? Who would you have as your next Newcastle manager?
No.
Go on, mate. Let's have it.
Julian Nagelsmann.
What?
Nagelsmann.
No, but,
Manager of the Germany national side. He played it similarly with like Bayern and Leipzig. I think I'd take him. Which, like you said, is a hypothetical. I'd take Nagelsmann.
I'm sorry.
Or what do you want me to say? Oh, I'd take Xabi Alonso. Well, we all know that's not going to happen. So it's like
I started laughing because I didn't expect you to say Nagelsmann, and then when I looked at James, the guy's in tears over Nagelsmann, and then I thought, why is he laughing? Because Nagelsmann is a brilliant manager.
I said Big Ange.
oh, is that what you said?
And neither of you picked up on it.
Is that why you're laughing?
I didn't
Because I
hear
looked
you.
over and I was like, why are you laughing?
Next time, don't whisper it, lads. Shout it, because I didn't hear a word of that.
Okay, James, we're in episode 2, and I'm having to say to you again, you're on a podcast, brother.
Oh,
Please,
stop it.
just
Stop
Pick up
it.
Speak
the
to the
volume,
mic,
just
bro.
a touch.
Stop
Just
it.
a touch.
You've got your own show now, mate. Look at you. You're going up in the world, James.
Yeah, mine. Anyway, back to the initial question of most underrated manager in the league. It's definitely, in my opinion, Thomas Frank. What about you, James?
Is Nuno underrated?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think it's
Do you
a
know
good
what?
question.
I'd say
You take him at United, don't lie.
I rate him.
he plays the
Yeah,
same.
you would.
He plays.
You would take him at United, though.
Wolves under him.
No, but that's the
Bogey
thing.
team.
Is like, I see it as he's returning just a bit above what he was doing with Wolves, because he got Wolves to what, 6th, 5th. So like, if he does that again with Nottingham Forest, it's kind of he's returning back
Look
to
at
that
how
level.
they played under him.
Yeah. I want to know, is that your answer then, Nuno?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the promoted sides for next season. Who do you think
Burnley.
Any of
Leeds,
them have a
confirmed
chance
up already.
to stay up after being promoted, and who has the best chance?
Leeds.
Leeds all day.
Leeds will stay in the Prem, is my prediction. I think Leeds will come up, and well, they're already up, but they'll stay in the Premier League. I think they've now got the new funding, haven't they? And I think with that, I've got just a feeling, and their fans as well. Like when you go there, like Ellen Road, isn't it? What's their ground called?
Ellen Road.
Ellen
It's
Road,
It's got to be
jeez.
Ellen Road,
Yeah.
yeah. And like when you go there, like the atmosphere is ridiculous, and I don't know. I think out of recent teams that have come up to the Prem and gone straight back down, I think they're a club that I look at and go, okay, if anyone's got a chance at staying up, it's going to be them.
They have been a bit shaky though in the Championship. Like they've dropped points to teams that
They're
they
not
really
going to have that
shouldn't.
same team in the Premier League next season. Is what they've got in the Championship with their new ownership. It's not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
possibly, but I also think Burnley have a good chance. Genuinely, like they have such a they had such a strong defensive side in the Championship. I know there's obviously different levels, but like carrying through how many games? There's 24 teams in the Champ, so in a 46 game season, only conceding at the moment I think it's 16 goals in like 30. How many games?
Yeah,
they
but it's
got
a
there?
different level.
I know it's different level,
mate. It's
but
a
like if
different
you say it's maybe 2 or 3 times, they still only concede what 52 goals, which is like what a general like mid-table side would concede.
Well, basically, the
And as
answer
long as they could score.
and then Joe thinks Burnley.
I think Burnley.
That's the
No,
answer.
I didn't. No, I agree. Leeds are probably most likely.
Because he's just waffling. What was the word?
It's waffling, and he likes being controversial and different.
No, I think.
Quirky.
You wouldn't even let me
Well,
finish, so it doesn't
I'm glad
matter.
you're a Newcastle fan.
Doesn't matter. You're just not even gonna let me finish, but it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
I was
You
gonna say.
interrupt each other all the
But I
time,
think
it's fine.
Too loud
Leeds.
and show.
But I think says you were literally chatting for 10 minutes.
Give me one now.
But anyway,
I'm on my own over it.
I
Oh, James, can you pipe down? I think you're chatting too
Yeah,
much.
come on, you're chatting too much. You're speaking
Sorry,
too
guys,
loudly.
Can you hear me? I just want to know if you can hear me.
No, but genuinely, I think actually both Leeds and Burnley will both stay up next year. I think there's 2 teams to drop out next year.
What, Man United?
And Spurs.
No, I think Wolves drop down, and then I also think.
I think everyone's gone loopy with Wolves because I think everyone thinks if Cunha goes, they're down. I think.
And he's going.
I don't. I think
but I think there's more than one.
Scores goals. I think he'll get a good job done.
I think there's more than one
I rate
leader
him as
though.
well.
I think Aït goes, which is one of their most like.
He's got links to AC Milan only if Milan lose Teo
Hernandez.
Hernandez. But they're now working on a new contract deal for Teo Hernandez for an extension.
Well,
See
anyway,
where that goes.
Well, I think Wolves will go down, and I think obviously there's always like the opportunity that if I know I've just been singing his praises, but if Brentford lose a Wissa and an Mbuemo, and then they don't replace them well enough, like
He's gone now.
no,
He's gone.
listen.
Cut him off the pod.
Oh,
I
listen.
can't believe it.
I'm saying if they lose,
he's the most
No,
underrated
he
manager.
is.
Look what he does with his
there's
squads.
only
Next segment, if he loses
No.
Visa and he loses this guy,
No.
they're relegated.
Are you gonna
Listen to yourself speak, Joe.
Are you gonna let me explain, or are you just gonna?
You've been talking for 15 minutes, mate. I thought we need to cut you off at some
Or are you
point.
gonna keep?
I was
being
wondering when I
brash
could get
and-
my say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, James, let's have your opinion on it. Do you even know what segment we're on now?
I've lost track.
Joe's been talking that long,
He
you
has
ain't
rambled.
had to
He has rambled for that long. I'm ready to move on.
We were talking about relegation sides. That's what we were talking about.
Moving on.
Right. I said Brentford if they
You're
if they lose.
You're crazy.
Listen, if they lose Wissa and Mbuemo,
They'll
and
just
maybe,
get someone else in.
But you
They've
just
lost
said
players
the
before.
manager's the most underrated in the league.
How can you go
Because
from
of
that to
how he
that?
adapts with his team. And then you've gone, if they lose the players, they're going down. Joe, you've lost your mind.
Because you can't always. I'm sorry, but there gets to a point where you can't.
I'm fucking gone.
Not every player you sign is a hit.
Look up.
Think about how many players have Brentford signed that are misses? Very little. You're not always going to get a hit, and if they don't get a hit on the next
Stop it.
couple, it can be dangerous. I said maybe. I didn't say they're definitely.
How do you
or
go
anything
from
like
that to that? That's crazy.
Because I think Thomas Frank will also probably go to Spurs in the summer. That's my point. I also think Thomas Frank will leave to go to a bigger
He
club.
tried to save himself there. He really
I do.
tried
I think
to
he'll
save
go.
himself.
I think he'll go Spurs. That's the truth.
No.
Because I think he'll need a step up,
No.
and he'll go to a team that's a traditional top 6 side, and especially when they're in Champions
Why
League
would you
next
downgrade
season.
from Brentford to Spurs?
Especially
Why'd you do that?
Especially when Spurs are in the Champions League next season when they beat United. in the cup
They're a
final.
bigger club.
They are a bigger club. They are. But anyway,
Brentford.
what's our
No.
our next question was about.
Come on, don't be
a-
believing.
I nearly got you, mate. Yeah, come on.
Our next question was about a trend that's been going on at the moment.
Don't
And,
hear about it.
Let's just figure it out. 100 men versus a gorilla.
Oh, I
what do you reckon?
can't believe we're doing this.
Are we doing
Coming in
this
from
on the pod?
Eminem
I can't believe.
9.0.
Yeah.
What do you
Can't
reckon?
believe we're doing this.
Do you mean what do we reckon?
What do you reckon? Who's winning, the gorilla or the 100 men?
Now you go first.
It depends on the man, but it
Are
does.
Wait, one gorilla, 100 men.
Yeah.
Are they 100 U's, Joe? Or are they 100?
No, 'cause if
Because
100
then they're finished.
No, because if
Yeah,
100
so
me,
if
they'd
it's
actually it'd be
Yeah.
more like 5 men just knock him out. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
to be fair, guys,
dangerous.
and I don't think I've mentioned this in episode 1. Where's my camera? Don't think we mentioned this, but Joe got hit by a bus, and the bus came out worse. I've never seen anything like it.
You should see the dint in the front of this bus.
I can't believe it.
You
mate.
can't. Oh my
It's like,
god.
It's like Superman's hitting at the side of this bus, right? And like he came out.
You got to the part where the bus driver asked the bus if it was okay.
The worst thing was, is I think the bus driver came out more traumatised than I did.
Oh my
But
god.
You know what? I'm built different.
Well,
so-
maybe
The fact you got right up.
Got
Got up, when can I go on?
Well, maybe that adds and makes sense now. This all makes sense. Where Joe said about the most underrated manager, and then said that Brentford get relegated.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It makes sense that his brain doesn't really, add up and doesn't connect the dots
isn't
sometimes because he
got
got
any
hit by a
relevance.
bus.
Typical Arsenal fan, deflect. Anyway,
Deflect from what?
Just your own deluded opinions.
All you
Anyway,
do-
I
all you
think
do is deflect.
I think 100.
I think the bus.
It's all right. Any conversation that doesn't involve Arsenal has to when
has
Joe's
to
involved.
because Joe has to
because
bring
we're talking
Arsenal
about a gorilla and 100 men right now.
We're talking about a gorilla and
Well, then
He
how are we?
brings in Arsenal. He brings
How
in
did
Arsenal.
Brentford and Thomas Frank?
How are we?
Gorillas
How are we mentioning Arsenal in this right now? I think we spoke about them
Thanks,
enough.
James. James, give me one of them again.
Come on, you know what I'm saying?
Begs.
See, it begs again. Jealous her.
Again.
No, just begging.
So jealous of us, Joe.
Oh God, my God.
Jesus Christ.
Just quick fire round. Who wins? 100 men or a gorilla?
If it was me, just me and them, done.
Gorilla.
You're going gorilla.
No, I'm saying if it was James, gorilla.
what
If
are
it
you
was
100 men all day.
yeah,
Are
100 men.
are the men allowed weapons?
Yes.
No, that's not the. Have you not seen the meme? It's bare knuckle. It's just a.
What,
general strap.
that simulation where they don't even go after it?
I think then the
The
gorilla.
whole point is
If
that
you
it's-
had 100
How
men
big's the gorilla?
running
How big is the gorilla?
the size of an ape, like,
No.
what do you mean? How big's a gorilla?
Well, your average
Have you
gorilla.
not? Have
your
you not?
average one.
like
Your
a-
average.
like a decent gorilla.
Let's say a male gorilla.
a healthy male gorilla.
I think.
Let's say the
think
alpha.
gorilla. I think the gorilla.
You're telling me it takes down 100 men?
I'm starting to.
I can't
don't
believe
know
we're
what type of
speaking
men
about
we're
this right now.
Is it?
That's what I was. That's what I said.
Listen,
Listen,
talking like a
100
boxer,
men
or are we
jump.
talking-
100 men jump a gorilla at once. You're
Oh
telling me.
my God.
You're telling me the volume of that doesn't work. You're saying the volume
Have
of that.
these guys got
100
any
men.
experience?
This is what I'm saying.
There's
If-
We're not
so many
talking
between
about.
the lines,
no,
mate.
all I'm saying is if I hear John Cena.
we are the Apex Predators. The reason why we're here today. There's a reason.
All I'm saying is if I hear John Cena's fucking theme tune music come at the end at the 90th man, I'm believing in us.
You ain't gonna see him though.
Do you know what I'm saying? Exactly. I'm believing in it. Or Stone Cold Steve
If the
Austin
last
coming
10
in first,
if the last
first,
10
first round. I'm like,
The
okay, here
last
we
10
go.
men have got Arsenal shirts on. You two aren't believing.
Oh, we're done.
No, because bottle
Bottle jobs. Bottling it all the way. Bottling it every chance.
Gorilla
you
will be
get.
smiling.
He talks about me bringing up Arsenal. Anyway,
He can. It's his club.
good for him.
Cheers, cheers.
What I'm saying. Big
Stop
up.
rimming him. Anyway,
North London
Again,
forever.
can't laugh from the pod again, mate. I can't believe it.
What's he
Anyway.
doing
On to the
again?
next section. Right, next segment. James.
Oh, you're gonna bring it on me again?
James. James Francis, is there anywhere we can find this amazing
mate.
and very funny podcast?
yeah, go on.
No, this is not off the
Spit it
cuff.
out.
This is bang on, right? You ready?
Yeah,
Go on, James, we believe.
go on.
Do you
Cameras-
believe?
cameras
Do you
there,
believe?
in
Do you
there.
believe
You wanna
I'm
look
gonna
at
do it?
Which one are you going to look
This
at?
one. This
Which
one.
Which
This
one?
one.
Which one do you want to look in? No, James.
No,
look
look
at
into
that one.
that one.
Look into that one.
Yeah, look into that
Yeah. So follow us on all social media platforms: TikTok, Insta, at the Three Gaffers, YouTube. Like and subscribe. I didn't do too bad there, did
one. I
I?
won't see that. Keep going, lad. Keep going.
I'm still going.
me to
We will be
carry
doing a
on?
watch along later today, 7:45. Arsenal versus PSG.
Arsenal
What do you
PSG
reckon? What do you
in
reckon, James?
Paris.
Who wins
PSG are
that?
going to do it, aren't they?
Yeah,
Come
they're
on.
gonna do
Very
it.
nervous.
They're gonna do it. Arsenal are gonna go crumbling out, and it's gonna
I've just got to be
be
getting
great.
here on time, running. Running.
You're going to be running to get there on time. I'm going to be
Yeah.
probably tuning in to watch me cry and see Arsenal get knocked out of the Champions League. But we hope we can
So,
still do it.
so what we covered today? So we got all of our
It's
clubs
all-
dropping
it's all-
points.
This has been an exhausting
It's
episode.
come and gone. It's gone out that way.
Yeah, so we've had all of our clubs struggle this weekend, Premier League wise.
Yeah, because we're not
All
all
struggled
three
the
have
whole
struggled.
way.
We started the. I'm worried now. We started the podcast that it's going to like be a bit of a bad omen for the three clubs. Look, think about it. First episode goes out, boom. All our three teams bottle it. Each result.
That's not. The free bottlers is that what we'll change it
Is that
to.
what?
So follow
at
us
least we
on
got some
platforms. The free bottlers.
Nah.
Unlike and unsubscribe.
Because all of our teams are absolute dogs. That's
Oh
all they are.
god.
But if you have enjoyed this week's episode, please do give a like and share. Go on and check us out on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify podcasts, Amazon podcasts as well. And please rate us 5 stars because you love us.
Like James said, like, subscribe, obviously turn on notifications if you actually enjoyed watching us and wanted to see more of us. And yeah,
Not him. Us.
we'll see you later on this evening and next Wednesday for our next episode.
See you next week for episode 3 of the Three Gaffers podcast.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
That's a big one.
Yes.
Goodbye, mate.
Come on.
Oh, are we done?
Do you know who I think is the most underrated manager in the league? Is Thomas Frank.
Well, I think Wolves will go down, and I think obviously there's always like the opportunity that if Brentford lose a Wissa and Mbuemo.
Do you know who I think is the most underrated manager in the league? Is Thomas Frank.